reportero, crazy güero vaquero, straight shooter caballero.
Hello, this is Pablo El Molinero. You know, it's hard to keep up with the Democrats' outrage du jour, the automatic expression of fury for anything that Donald Trump does. For example, one of many that is in the news recently is Trump's taking over the policing of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., with the assistance of National Guard troops and the FBI. The problem for those who oppose the plan is that, despite having some arguably legitimate concerns about its implementation, the cleanup is absolutely going to work. Crime in the streets of Washington, and especially in the underprivileged neighborhoods where most of the murders take place, will drop dramatically. Then it will be up to the residents of those areas to express whether Trump's campaign is an improvement or not. And then, how can the Democrats respond? How will the mayors and governors of those blue cities and states react when the offer is made to help do the same in their communities? The effort in the Capitol will likely mirror the success the president had at the beginning of his administration in slowing the tsunami of illegal border crossings. There was no legislation needed to assist in that effort. He did exactly what he said he would do, and within the first week, the border was mostly secure. All the opposition could do was howl about how they didn't like the way he did it, but it completely destroyed their argument that Biden couldn't do anything on his own to alleviate the situation. The bipartisan border bill, with its $118 billion price tag, which the Republicans ultimately rejected upon Trump's insistence, would be memory hold as yet another example of government's wasteful and ineffective ability to legislate and spin their way out of a crisis. No Democrat can hope to succeed defending the border policies of the previous administration, yet they almost universally defended those same policies at the time. So, how are they going to make a campaign issue out of the quickly improving situation in the Capitol? Can they fight it? They can certainly argue that using the National Guard to assist the police in the efforts to make the city safer violates the Posse Comitatus Act, which prohibits the use of military to carry out ordinary policing duties. But if by winning that argument in the courts, the situation reverts to the chaotic and violent circumstances that existed before the president acted, I fail to see how that will result in a winning issue in 2026. Basically, they're screwed, and they should have seen that coming from a mile away. Of course, many will try to argue that Trump is racist and fascist, and that his hatred of minorities is the driving factor behind any effort to reduce crime in our cities. The sad truth of the matter is that those assertions will work with large portions of the voting public who are programmed to hate anything Trump and who are more insulated from the violence that other, less privileged neighborhoods experience on a daily basis. That is what is so brilliant about the idea that the DOJ will try to go into other metropolitan areas and take over police departments for the civil rights violations that the local policies truly are, since the overwhelming level of crime ultimately hurts the minority communities. So, carry on, Democrats. Here, you're in a lose-lose situation. You have created an atmosphere where you can kiss goodbye any support from your radical base if you even remotely imply that the president has improved in any way, any aspect of life for the ordinary citizen. I, for one, can't wait to see what your strategy will be. This is Pablo El Molinero.